My name is Miriam Parker, and I am the Executive Director of the Austin Food and Wine Alliance. The purpose of the Austin Food and Wine Alliance is to cultivate culinary innovation throughout Central Texas. We do that with 3 pillars: education, events, and culinary grant program. So events gives us an opportunity to highlight the amazing talent that we have here in the Central Texas food community. Education is a way for us to inspire the future generation of culinarians through a program that focuses on high school kids in the culinary programs at their high school. And then our culinary grant program is a way for us to take the money that we make from our events to reinvest it back in the food community to support amazing people, artisans, farmers, restaurateurs, winemakers, pretty much anyone who encompasses our amazing and thriving culinary community. So the way that our organization works is that we have 3 employees, and the rest of it is done through the volunteer time of our board of directors, volunteers, committee members. We wouldn't be able to do what we do every day without them. We recruit people from all aspects of our culinary community, people who are able to offer their unique perspectives and insight that helps gives us like a general understanding of how best to serve our community. So as you can imagine, it's been quite a challenging year for our industry, but we're really grateful to the tremendous support that we've received from our sponsors this year, and also folks like you. Without your efforts, we would not be able to give the grants that we've been able to give for this year. So thank you to you and to all of our sponsors.
We have 3 projects this year that the judges felt were incredibly worthwhile, and we've named them our honorable mentions. And this is in an effort to make sure that they get recognition and other folks understand what their project is like so they can get additional support.
And oftentimes, if they do reapply, there's a strong chance that they'll be considered for a grant in the future, so we always encourage them to reapply. Professional baker and pastry chef Mariela Camacho, the owner of Comadre Panaderia, draws from her experiences as a first-generation American and daughter of Mexican immigrants. She creates these beautiful breads and pastries inspired by Latinx culture. Using local and organic ingredients and traditional methods, she approaches food as a way to nourish instead of harm. Comadre Panaderia is looking for funding to grow their San Antonio and Austin business and to provide more jobs and support for marginalized women. Wholesome Generation was developed to cultivate leadership skills, empower positive change in our community through food, cooking, and farm curriculum. By facilitating learning in natural spaces, the organization inspires conservation of native plants, provides a habitat for pollinators, and fosters opportunities to learn more about local food and farming methods. Wholesome Generation is seeking funding to expand a community garden and to have a bus that will provide mobile education about regenerative agriculture. Commodore Run Club is an organization run by 2 Austin chefs, Philip Spear of Commodore and Assembly and James Repair of Fick Southern House. They are the first food and beverage running group in Texas. They are working on changing the post-shift culture from drug and alcohol abuse to a more healthier lifestyle. Their group meets 4 times a week and provides an inclusive space for service industry people to be held accountable and to support wellness. Commodore Run Club is looking for support so that they can offer sponsored organized race entries to provide shoes and gear for newcomers and to grow awareness to draw in and support more community members.
I'm Tabitha Canarco, owner and co-founder of CONNOLLY Oils and Vinegars. Yeah, so we hope to continue this grant for as long as we possibly can. The Alliance called me this year. It's been a challenging year with COVID for everybody, and they asked if this was something that we were, could do or not. And I think I didn't even skip a beat, and I said absolutely. Not only because it's for my late husband.
but the community needs the help. And it's part of our mission, as a company, to give back. And, I told her, we'll make this work. This is definitely in the plan. And so as long as we're open, as long as I'm alive, this grant will continue. So yeah, absolutely. We truly believe that you are what you eat, and we really are hoping that this grant goes to another company or artisan who also shares that same value.
I'm Rob Lordy. I started Lil Nona's about 4 years ago. We've grown since then. We're now in a brick and mortar from a trailer. We're at Big Nona's right now, and we do all of our cheese production here. We do most of our prep here, and it's kind of just like a grown-up version of Lil Nona's.
Yeah, I'm Sean. I'm the general manager of Big Nona's in Lil Nona's. I've been working for Lil Nona's for almost 2 years now, and we've had a growth, and we've been lucky that during COVID time that we stayed steady and have been able to grow and continue, and now I am helping take part in the project here at Big Nona's.
I mean, we've had demand from other pizzerias, other restaurants in general for our cheese, and we can generally just barely keep up with production for ourselves. So part of the grant money will allow us to source ingredients, and it'll allow us to actually stock the equipment we need to make cheese at scale. I mean, we make everything in-house here. We're very mindful of the ingredients we source. We make our cheese rather than from just oil and starches. It's made with a cultured organic soy milk. We used to make our cheese with cashews and have pivoted more towards pumpkin seeds, which use a lot less water to grow. And we just try to source locally where possible, whether it's produce, other companies we work with, other businesses we collaborate with, and we're all vegan, which we believe is just a part of that.
Hello, and cheers to all of the grant recipient winners this year. I'm Gina Birchnell, coming to you from Florida with many congratulations to you all. My husband Ken and I created the Gina Birchnell Grant in honor of all of the women-led and women-owned culinary innovators that have come before me and that will come after me. We are so blessed to be a part of the Austin Food and Wine Alliance. I am a founding member and past president, and it has brought me much joy in my career to be a part of this community. It's important to us to give back to the Austin culinary scene because it has given so much to me and my family. Again, congratulations to you all, and cheers.
My name is Mariana IBANEZ, and I'm the co-owner of Tamale Addiction. Tamale Addiction, it's a beautiful business that made tamales, organic tamales, and it's management by me and my husband, and we have a beautiful team full of ladies. Well, like women in Mexico, we always involve our presence in the kitchen. So that's why it's very important for me to have a team that it's made by ladies, beautiful ladies that as well just share knowledge about how do the tamales or the recipes or wherever that improves the process that we do on the tamale. We never thought about a business company, food company. He's an industrial designer, so he was trying to have some work on that area, and he just started to do a project with the Sustainable Food Center. And the day when we just go and show the project that we prepared for them, the organizer, Susan Santos, just approached me and say, hey, how do you make tamales? Because I'm just losing a vendor on the farmer's market. I immediately say yes. I never in my life were doing tamales in my life. So I eat it in Mexico, but I never do it. So I said yes, and she told me, do you think that we'll be ready in 2 weeks? Just go and make some tamales and selling on the farmer's market? And I said, yes, why not? So that night we came at home really scared, and just talk with family in Mexico and say, hey, do you know how to make tamales? Can you share some recipes? Okay, because of COVID, this has been a challenging time for us. We just lost a lot of revenue for the events that we do in the past years, and some of the catering service that we offer to big companies. So my husband and I, we just always talk about how we do better things, trying to not lay out any one of the kitchen, because for us it's important to maintain our team. So we try to create a kit, we call it Tamalada kit, that we are thinking to ship nationwide or worldwide. The kit has the corn husk, the masa, with all the secret ingredients that we put on it. So we want to try to do with this grant to make a video that the people can get when they get the kit, and just sharing how to do step by step all the process of the tamalada.
My name is Ray Wilson, and my business is Wine for the People. My background was I was a sommelier, and then I started doing learning wine making in 2008. I went to Napa, and then after that I went to Portugal and came back to Austin and realized that people were making wine here. So after some years of being in the restaurant industry and consulting, I started doing winemaking here in about 2014. I work with growers all over the state. I make wines from 100% Texas grapes. To me, it's very important for wine to have a sense of place, because wine is made all over the world and every place has its own expression. So for me, it's very important to both support the agriculture in the state, but also to show that relationship to our own terroir, just the ground underneath our feet that connects us to the wines that we make. This grant is just incredible to be able to add so many things to this business as we're just now opening, and being able to really provide more of those opportunities, as well as making our place as safe as possible to still host guests and be comfortable and safe in an environment here in the tasting room, and mainly to also equip our outside to be doing service as much as possible outside. I'm working on building an apprenticeship program for women and for people who, of a much more diverse background. I think right now the wine industry a lot of times reflects a very narrow part of the population, and I'd really like to broaden that. And here with that, I think we really have an opportunity to really start seeing the potential for what wines will be made, because I don't think that we have any idea yet, when we're only seeing a really slim percentage of the population that is out there making wines. So to me, that's really exciting and invigorating. Well, here at the tasting room, we really hope to put everyone at ease, where you don't have to come in and already know something about wine. You can have an experience directly with a winemaker, to really have something in a casual environment, and yet still a lot of attention to detail to really show a guest a very full experience and discover Texas wines in a different way.
Hi, I'm Stacy Franklin. I'm the president for Les Dames d'Escoffier. Les Dames is an international nonprofit. We're part of the Austin chapter. We fundraise for women in culinary. That could include food, beverage, wine. We have a pretty broad scope of what we include in food and beverage. Austin Food and Wine Alliance has always had similar goals to Les Dames, and we've always wanted to work more closely with them. So 2019 being such a successful fundraising year, we thought it would be great to have a Les Dames grant through Austin Food and Wine Alliance.
Hi, I am LINDSEY Schoenfeld, and I am a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and chef. We founded To Taste. Again, it's a culinary nutrition education company where we believe that cooking helps people take control of their health. And that's truly what we do, is we teach culinary techniques. To Taste is partnering with St. Louis House, and we could not be more thrilled St. Louis House is dedicated to empowering women and their children to overcome homelessness. So we have a curriculum that is, again, based on culinary techniques, and it starts out with knife skills, basic safety, and we are so excited to have a junior knife skills class and alongside with their mom as their mother chef in the kitchen. Then we teach roasting vegetables because a lot of kids don't like vegetables, and we will put them out on the table, or a parent will come up to me and say, why won't my kids eat vegetables? And I'm like, well, we will help you prepare great meals easily with our base recipes, nothing fancy, with pantry staples only. Before, when we taught culinary classes, we would go to kitchens and set up a demo station, and we would teach and have hands-on. So it was really being there and just enjoying that connection. So when COVID hit, it was entertaining, to say the least. We thought, oh gosh, this just isn't gonna work. We're not gonna have a business this year. And with a lot of faith and perseverance and passion, we completely switched our platform. And so we found that we had great success online. We're excited that we have an opportunity to purchase some equipment, because we do know that teaching online, we need a little assistance in zooming in. I feel so old now in the world of technology, because I sat down to do our first remote video and I was like, oh goodness, this looks horrible, and you think it looks great. But with a microphone and with the platform to edit our videos, and lighting makes a huge difference. It's difficult to do a remote class at 6 p.m. when it's dark outside, but all these things are going to really help bring the class to life and help our customers and clients in St. Louis House feel like we are really there in their kitchen.
My name is Jazz Mills, and I'm one of 3 girls who started Free Lunch ATX right after the pandemic started. Free Lunch ATX is a meal support program that focuses mostly on the quality of food that we are delivering to those experiencing homelessness in Austin. Quality and health to us, I think, is reflected in what is in season, what we can make a lot of without compromising the nutritional value of the meal. I want to think of this community in the same way that I think about myself, in the same way I think about my daughter. If we really want to feed somebody, then we have to pay attention to what we're feeding them, and we have to pay attention to whether or not they can eat it. We kind of realized immediately we had an opportunity to help create a system and help create some consistency. The Other Ones Foundation has been building a kitchen that will be used exclusively for food access at Camp Esperanza. And the idea is in a couple weeks, our free lunch team will move in, and we're gonna slowly start taking steps towards, hopefully, by the beginning of 2021, we will take over all meal support for that camp, where we do 2 meals a day, 7 days a week. So very quickly, we're gonna be quadrupling our meal output, which also, it kind of leads into why we wanted to apply for this grant and why we want to build our edible garden, because it keeps our food costs obviously very low. If we can source our own produce, it also helps us meal plan in advance. Being a mother obviously impacts every part of my life. I didn't really feel super purposeful, honestly, until I did become a mom. You know, I think of all these people now at Camp Esperanza when I wake up in the morning. I think about them when I go to sleep, and I think about them when I'm making my daughter food. I do feel obligated to share that, and to me, the people to share that with are the people who are most vulnerable.
My name is Elliot Kurlop.
And I'm Harshit Gupta. We are the owners of Madhu Chocolate. Madhu is actually my mom's name. and in Hindi it means honey or sweet.
Our brand is Indian-inspired chocolates, so we do a lot of handcrafted chocolate bars with Indian flavors. Our packaging is based off of Indian textiles. We are fortunate enough to have a very talented member of the family, my little sister, who we just called one day and said, we're working on this project. Do you think you might be able to do some packaging for us? She has a really good sense of color. She did a lot of research into the old textiles and what's popular in India, and we just love them.
We wanted to showcase that from the packaging itself. Patterns have to have some association to the flavor, because the thing, like, it's the first thing you see is from your eyes. You look at something, the packaging makes it beautiful, but when you open it, then it's beautiful to look at, and then when you eat it, it's again makes you more beautiful. So it's the entire experience.
We're priming you for what we hope is a great experience. This money is going to go a long way. Chocolate equipment is very expensive. We're looking to have a new melanger, which is the primary piece of chocolate making equipment that actually pulverizes all of the cacao and sugar into the liquid chocolate that we're familiar with. Those machines are almost always custom made. They tend to be very expensive, and we are beyond thrilled that we actually have some extra money to throw towards it.
So yeah, we will be able to go from 60 pounds of chocolate, which we are able to make right now, to at least be able to make double of that. Or maybe if we get a bigger machine, we may be able to go more than that, but that's going to be like double the product.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, doubling our capacity means a broader reach to us. It means that we won't be constantly short on product, which is sort of what we run to this holiday season. I'm beyond excited. I don't even know, you've no idea how much this means to us.
My name is Christina Crean, and I am the Senior Texas Sales Coordinator at Tito's Handmade Vodka. The grant is something that we've been wanting to do, I shouldn't say for a long time, but we've been sponsoring the grant awards for a handful of years now. And we wanted to, just participate even more, which is typically how things go when you're working with a nonprofit that you enjoy working with so much. And so we wanted to come up with a grant that was creative and true to Tito's. So that's how we came up with the Entrepreneurs Grant, because finding success from failures is how Tito got to where he is today. He had numerous failed businesses before he found his niche with vodka. And we just want to inspire others to keep pursuing their creativity and their dreams in order to get where they want to go.
I would say that I definitely have a strong vein of entrepreneurship. Most definitely. I like being creative. I like working in spaces that are new and exciting. Hello, my name is Damien Brockway. I'm the chef proprietor of Distant Relatives here in Austin, Texas. Distant Relatives is a project that focuses on the heritage, culture, flavors, and textures of the African diaspora through the lens of a modern African American, which is my personal background. Distant Relatives started out as a pop-up, as a project that fed community, and now it's evolved into a concept that eventually will become a brick and mortar, but the first step is a trailer. A way that you could make what Distant Relatives is a little more succinct in the trailer in terms of what the cuisine is that you could say that it's a modern African American smokehouse and grill. So we're taking classic elements from the history of barbecue, which, we're in Central Texas, could be very controversial. A lot of people say that it comes from Virginia, and people in North Carolina claim from North Carolina. Some people say it came from the Caribbean, but as we all know, natives and Aboriginal people from all over the world have been cooking low and slow over hardwood coals on elevated racks for millennia. So obviously, by having Millscale create this amazing smoker for us, that really opens up a lot of different techniques that we can use. So as we said, a lot of these soul elements and a lot of these like African American elements are gonna, play the backbone to our cuisine, and then you're gonna feel a lot more of these like Western African touches, like the spice notes, flavors of like nutmeg, your allspice, different things like manioc, cassava, things of that nature. Been working in this industry for 21 years now, and always set out to own my own restaurant or have my own business. That was something that I knew that I wanted to do straight away.
And there you have it. That's our 2020 Austin Food and Wine Alliance grant recipients. We're so excited to congratulate each of our winners, and thank you all so much for your support this year.
Yes, thank you so much for supporting this year's culinary grant program. To help fund 2021, there's so much you can do. You can participate in our programs like Alliance Academy, going to our events. You can also donate on our website, or you can be a sponsor. There's plenty of ways. For more information, please visit austinfoodandwinealliance.org. Thank you.